Hey guys, welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? And hope you guys had a great day in the market. Unfortunately for me, I was down a little bit today. Not too badly, but was hoping that CCIV would have had a little rally. It did for a very small amount of time. It had a little like 15-cent rally this morning, but after that, it fell flat, went actually down quite a bit and came back from where it was and tried to rally and fight through. But at the end of the day, it was down 11 cents, or I mean, 19 cents for the day. So did not have the finish to the week I was hoping for, but that's okay because we did a lot of rollout plays. And like I was telling you guys, this is like a like just this is like a jackpot waiting to hit. You just keep putting it in. It gets the pot's going to keep getting bigger and bigger, and at some time we're going to hit our strike price, and it's going to explode and be a big payday. And I'll show you guys. Same thing I did with Apple for a long time, and you just keep rolling them out as long as they don't as long as you can have an area of support, it will work out just fine. And we keep making every week that premium on those options. Unfortunately, you don't make as much of a premium when you're rolling out usually, but it's still a good premium, and it's still a nice way to play it and to come out ahead in the end. But let's take a look where we finished the day at. Down $91,000. So unfortunately, like I said, we did not get the CCIV rally we were hoping for today, but that's okay. We have all next week and the rest of our lives to get it. No, so IDX today was down 11 cents, so that cost us almost 20 grand. Our IDX calls that we wrote against our stock, those were up today, $3,600 extra dollars. We still have $11,000 in play there. Jaguar had another down day today, so we lost 7,200 there, and then CTYX had a down day today. So between those three plays, that was almost 35,000. It was so much nicer yesterday when everything was up. And Mitchell Pilot, $2 super chat. Hello, Mitchell. Yeehaw, good to see you. Then we did a new one, RGBP. This is one that the Kenny and the research team told me about, and I took a look at it, liked it, jumped in on it, and did flip 900,000 shares and made about $1,400 on it in about 20 minutes. So it was a nice, easy trade. And there was a couple others, and I looked at a few others that looked pretty good and stuff. Also looked at replaying RGBP a few times today, and I'll go over everything. With everything that the Kenny and the research team did today, because they had a terrific winning day today. CCIV, you can see here, I moved out of all these three positions into these three positions, and like I said, this is like a jackpot accumulation. All this right here, this is all market value. So we've got almost $550,000. If CCIV at any point in time on a Friday is above $25 the way it sits right now, I've got $550,000 payout. So if it comes down again, or we roll out again, let's say we pick up another 150,000, this could be 600,000, 700,000. But we're going to slam CCIV here soon. It's going to hit. I have a lot of faith in it. I know it has a lot of support at this 21, 22, 23 as the bottom. I mean, worst case scenario, the pipe's at $15. It shouldn't go below that ever. But we've seen it bounce off of this 21, 22, 23 many times. It starts going. 2 weeks ago, it went to that 31. I don't know why, and then came back down pretty quickly. But I think it has, like I said, great potential, and I think we're going to have one any day now, one of these this week, hopefully, maybe another week or two in here, but we're gonna have a really big payday with this one. Even with the even if it's at $24 this week, up only $1 for next Friday, we have a $300,000 payday. So lots of potential in it, and I think it's going to do very, very well. So no worries. And then Ericsson, this one was up today 3 cents. Actually, for a while, was above $14. So that one is doing well, and we have a small profit. We only have 300 contracts, but it's a nice little play and doing well. So these are the trades I made today. Regan RGBP, the Regan pharmacy, we bought 900,000 shares at market, 23.2 cents, and then sold them for 24.3 cents for about a $1,400 profit in 20 minutes on that one, or maybe 11:45 to 12:30, so almost maybe or 50 minutes or so before it took off. Then these are all the rollouts I did. So some of these I had a hard time getting filled. When you do more than 900 contracts on Schwab, you have to manually do it. I mean, somebody has to manually approve it. So at 2,000 contracts, I wasn't getting filled, so I just redid it and put them in at 900 contracts so that I could get filled and get it moving along as the day was coming to an end. Also rolled out the 2450s, had 800 contracts of that, so we picked up another 25,000 bucks in that one, and then the 25s. Rolled all those out and picked up another 12,000 towards the big jackpot. Like I said, this is like an annuity. When it hits, it's going to hit. But the other thing is, like when you have this big of a position and you take like CCIV today, and the volume isn't that big, like you have to remember. So we had 7 million shares traded. 7 million shares, buying and selling means about 3,700 share or 3.7 million, 3.7 million shares on the buy side and the sell side, for the 7.4. I have 3,200 contracts outstanding. That's 320,000 shares. So that also plays into the market maker's ability. If I would have made moves earlier in the day, we may have seen that go up faster versus doing it later in the day. So it's a lot of stock at play, and it definitely can move the markets, because you have to remember when you're selling puts and doing these different things, somebody on the other side has to be playing it against you. So very strategic and different moves. Praven says, am I seeing 3,200 contracts, 320,000 shares, or 7.6 million at 24 a share? The entire account is 5 million. Yes, that is what you are seeing. So if you look at the account, we have 3,200 contracts. It has a 70% margin requirement. So you have 30% that you don't have to put up in writing these. But yeah, if you had 320,000 shares of stock at 24 bucks, would be around $7 million. So these are the requirements. So this one's a little easier to do since it's 400. So 400 contracts would be 4,000 shares at $25. That would be $1 million. So if you, or excuse me, 400 contracts be 40,000 shares. 40,000 shares at $25 would be $1 million. I have to put up $735,000. So you're putting up about 73%. If the stock continues to drop, then there could be more margin requirement. If the stock was above where it's at, then it's just the 70%. So that's how you can figure all that one out and stuff. But like I said, this one's going to be a big payday for us. I like it. It's coming, and we're going to collect on it big time. But hey, guys, the research team, let's take a look at it. And they had a terrific day today, up $1,353. This is everything in play in the research team. And I'll show it to you guys, and I'll give you a whole recap from the research team. And it's looking good and stuff. So terrific day, terrific week. This is their first official week of trading the whole week, and they had a day or two last week. But let me give you the research team, everything that they had today. And so RGBP, which is the one I did, they definitely like a lot. They say, hope everybody got into that craze. They don't think it's over yet with that. The comparisons are being made to ENZC. If you look at both charts, you'll see why. Look at the early days of ENZC's run to 85 cents. So RGBP hopefully keeps running. Also, ENF had a great bounce today. I caught the dips on it just right. Something's going on. Maybe news on Monday, not sure. But the way it traded this afternoon indicates to me that something is up. Strong rally at the end of the day on PVSP. I added a couple of times today on dips under 8 or 0.8. Looking for that to break the penny level next week. New ad today, WRIT did great. Looking for a follow through on it Monday for sure. That one may be just starting. I sold HIRU and ILUS too early today. Going to look to get back into them on Monday. They both have some room to go. SITS and SRSR both had nice bounce backs today. Last night on the show, Scott was asked about having so many positions Is it good or bad? And although it is not his style, it is mine. So Kenny and the research team like to have a lot of positions. The reason is that they all have their day at some point based on what I've seen over the past 3 or 4 months of tracking these plays from all different methods. I get them and act on them. It may seem hard to track, but with my system, it's not. The boards light up when one of them is in play, and I track the positions constantly to see what is moving up and down. As I have said many times, these OTCs are reaction plays. Reaction plays, and if I don't get the movement on day one, wait for it and add on dips. Each day I have to add on dips on something, but that's how you turn red into green. I love dips. Anyways, I hope I am helping you guys make some dough somehow. So, and that's from Kenny and the team. So, looking good. And like I said, you guys look at the charts. And also, guys, all our Patreon members, I put my trades in real time on our Patreon group. But Kenny and the research team, all their trades are on our private Patreon Facebook group. So I'd love to have you guys on it. Just go to patreon.com/Raja Makes Money, and you guys can participate and be part of that. And like I said, great and valuable information. And, take advantage of it. Take advantage of these trades because when this stuff moves, and like you guys even saw, I've actually hit 3 trades the last 3 trading days from the research team. We did that PVSP, and I did, the what was it? PVSP, and can't think of the symbols. So many of them and stuff, but here guys, let me show you guys. So when you look at these charts, so let's look at that ZC that they're talking about, Enzalytics. So here's the chart on that one. Let's look at the 1 month chart. And as you can see, it was way up and it's come way down. So this is telling them that this is why this one's going to go and be pretty big. But if you look at a 6 month chart of it, you can see it's started, was down here in the, under a penny. Then got really going here, got up to 95 cents, on the peak, came down, but it's going again. So definitely looks good. And then if you look at RGBP, and they have 2 of them. So I know they were doing both of them today, RGBP and RGBPP. The extra P, that one was up even more today. I think at like 8 or 9 cents. And that one comes with like a warrant or something extra. But you can see on this chart here, so this is the, where the stock was. This is, looking at to be the first, big breakout for this one today. So like I said, this one's looking good. And, hopefully, like I said, the research team's done their research and terrific day. Hopefully we'll see some nice follow through. I was happy. Like I said, I made some money with it. So not complaining. RGBP, but once you go RGBPP. All right. But yeah, if you look at this one, RGBP, same thing with this one. And this is 160% up. So you can see the breakout. So it's interesting that the other one only moved about 100%. This one moved 160%. So lots of stuff there. Lots, like I said, terrific day all around. For the research team and made a lot of money. Ryan says RGBP company announced a licensing deal with Oncology Pharma for its pancreatic cancer treatment. So that was, they had some good news and stuff. Mike says live updates are nice. I don't have the kind of cash flow to flip these stocks. I usually get in for the long. So, and you don't have to have huge cash flow to do a lot of these OTC stocks. And like I tell a lot of people, and you've seen me on some of these plays, and even like the research team. And this is one of the big things and why I wanted to, to get Kenny and the research team going is to show you guys, because they're not allowed to buy anything for more than $5,000 worth into a stock. So you can see here on all these stocks how much they have invested. 5,000 is the max that they're allowed to purchase. But you don't have to, if you have, obviously they're trading with $100,000. But the other thing, they're not, using it. They only have $45,000 in play of the 100,000. So on a $45,000 and to return $1,300 today, that's almost like a 2.5–3% return on investment for one day alone. So But like I said, the whole idea is I want to show you guys that you can make a lot of money without, because a lot of people said, Raja, I don't have $5 million, and I understand. But you don't have to have $5 million. You can play a lot of this stuff with, like I said, just like the research team's doing, $1,000. If let's say you only had $1,000 total to play in the market, do stuff for $50 to $100 each, and have 10 stocks, or 205 stocks, and stuff like that. So yeah, you don't have to be a millionaire, or a thousandaire or a hundredaire. You can play at any amount. And I always tell people, play with what's comfortable to you, play with what makes sense, and don't overdo it. Just like a casino. Don't ever play with money you really need, and stuff. So somebody says, Raja, the high pass filter on your mic is killing your voice. Anyway, love the channel. Thank you so much. And I have no idea what that means, but the good news is they're going to be back Monday to readjust the mics, and we got a new filter and stuff. They said something maybe about some like the electricity in the walls is causing something, but I am unfortunately not a expert at volume or microphones and stuff, but we are working on that. But what else you guys have? Sean says, I don't have 3 million. Do you have 2 million? If you have 2 million, you're in good shape now. Yeah. Like I said, you can have whatever amount of money you want. So, but, definitely want to do that. Brad says, big portfolio on the research team. They got a lot of stocks to run there. I'm shocked. Like I said, to me, trying to keep track of so many stocks, that's just not my style, but that's the research team style. And like I said, as long as we're making money and the research team's doing good, I am all for it, because at the end of the day, I'm the one. I said, you know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is on my research team, and that's what I've done for you guys. So hopefully, and especially for our Patreon members, hopefully you guys are making a lot of money with it. So I put my money on them. So back to my account today. Unfortunately, down $91,000. CCIV only down 19 cents, but when you have 3,200 contracts at 19 cents, let's say 20 cents, that's $60,000. Definitely affects it. So that was the 60,000 down here, and then these other ones are about 30,000, 35,000, which equaled the $91,000 loss today. CCIV runs $1 on Monday next week. You're going to see this account up 300,000. CCIV runs $2 by next Friday. This account will be at $6.5 million next week. So definitely be good and stuff. Take a look. John has a question. Hey, Raja, when you do this type of trading, does your statement bill from Schwab come in the form of a book or multiple statements, since you do so much action? So I don't get any paper stuff. Whoops. I just do the online digital. So some days I'll get about 10 emails in the morning of all the trades that took place. But yeah, we're just doing everything online. But yeah, they used to send me statements when I used to trade tons of stuff back, with the statements, and yeah, it was a lot of paperwork. And now it's nice. You don't need all that, with a lot of the changes and everything going digital. So Richard says, Raja, I have a good understanding of buying and selling puts or calls, but can you explain rolling it out? Still not sure what you mean when you say that. Of course. So when I roll it out, and let me pull that up for you to see. When I roll it out, what it means is it's kind of like rolling a joint. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just rolling it out. So all I'm doing is so there's a couple of things. When we were doing the GameStop, you remember we were doing calendar spread is when you have something in the future and then you sell it short term to make some money to hedge it. That's a calendar spread. If you hedge it a little higher, then it's a spread or a calendar, they have a different name for it. But to me, it's all a calendar spread. But rolling it out, and what I'm doing here is, and when you look at it, is I have 900 contracts of the $24 strike price that is expiring today, Friday, when the market closes. So, and the stock is at $23 or, 23.97 or whatever it's at, or 22.97. It's not at the $24. So I have two choices. I do nothing, and tomorrow on 900 contracts, tomorrow when I wake up on 900 contracts, I will have 90,000 shares of CCIV in my account. And if CCIV runs on Monday, terrific. I could sell it. I could keep it. Do whatever I want. If CCIV was to drop, I would 90,000 shares. It drops $1, I lose $90,000. The other thing I could do, like I did with IDEX when that got put to us, because I didn't, I figured just take it in. I could also sell calls against it. So I could take the stock in and say, you know what, Monday I'll sell the $24 strike call for 50 cents, and I'm going to make 45,000 off of that if it goes up $1. So kind of what we're doing with IDEX. But the whole basic scenario is you're just rolling it out. So as you can see here, I bought the 900 contracts back at $1.10. I sold for next week, for this, not this Friday, but for next Friday, I sold 900 contracts at $1.49. So I netted 39 cents. Just to make this easier math, let's say I netted 40 cents on 900 contracts. I basically got 36,000 more dollars. So for rolling it out, I picked up $36,000. So in this scenario here, the market value of all these contracts is $300,000. If the stock is at $24 next week, this market value will be zero, and I will have a $300,000 gain. That's why I said it's kind of like I'm just putting money in the kitty until it hits. So that's basically hopefully that makes sense, Richard. And like I said, and this is what I did with Apple, a lot of the time. Like I said, this is what we did with Apple, and you just keep writing it out. Like, I know at the end of the day, Apple is always going to be worth more at some point. The downfall is, when is that point? I know CCIV is going to be worth more than $24, $25. Can it go to $20? Yes, 100% can. Can it go to $1,000? Yes, of course it can. Will it happen tomorrow that it's going to $1,000? Probably not. I wish it would, but like I said, you have the ability to keep it going, and you have different options that you can keep doing, to hedge it or do different things. This really isn't a hedge. I'm just betting on the fact that it's somewhere near the bottom, and I'll just keep riding it out until, like I said, one of these Fridays, it's going to be above my strike price, and we're going to cash out. Another thing I could do, if you look at this, this will give you an example. So you have a 24.50, and a 25. So the 24 is $1.50. The 24.50 is $1.91. The 25 is $2.30. Another thing I could have done is I could have rolled it down. Let's say I didn't think it was going to come back. I could have rolled like the 23.50, let's say, for $1.20 or something. So I wouldn't have had any gain, but I could take 50 cents less in liability if I think it was going to crash or do something, like that and stuff. So Dane says, at the end of the year, I dare you to take the profits to the $5,000 machine at Aria. Thanks for great entertainment. Dane, you don't even have to dare me, because at my birthday bash this July at the Cosmo, which I think is on July, we're doing it on July like 13th, 14th, and all our Patreon members on the Big Jackpot and on Raja Makes Money, you guys are going to have access first, because it's only going to be for a limited amount of people, but we are doing 50 $5,000 spins. They are going to put in a $5,000 spin black. Well, they already have it there, but they're going to upgrade it so that we can do $5,000 spins of my favorite game, Black Widow, for my 50th birthday bash this year. So don't even have to dare me. It's going down this July. Edith says, what is your take on ARK funds? I personally think it did too well last year. Here's the thing. She gets a lot of terrific press. She did very, very well last year. The stuff that Kathy buys, people really like a lot. It moves. But at the end of the day, she's, this year she's down. And she's, 10% of her portfolio, I think, or almost 10% is in Tesla. And Tesla, depending on where that goes, is a big part of her portfolio. But, she's done terrific. If you've been with her since the beginning, you've done great. If you got in January of this year, you're down this year. But, definitely she can move stocks, and she's done very, very well. So, WH, diagonal spread, different expiration dates, different strike prices. So that is, yes. So it's like a credit spread, but with the diagonal, so like when we were doing the GameStop, I had the $100 puts for a couple of weeks out, and I was selling the one of the weeks I was selling the 150 put against it to pick up that premium and take that money in. And we're going to talk about GameStop on Sunday, God, I wish I bought a lot more $100 puts on it. This thing is going to tank, and I know I got to get back in and play it. So definitely got to do something. So Joe says, have you traded any over the counters? I've been looking at HCMC. Funny you should ask, Joe. The research team, that's all my Kenny and the research team does is trade over the counter stocks. And they had a terrific day in the market today, up $1,300. I'll show you everything they traded. Here it is. So $1,300, and these are 100% OTC stocks. This is everything they did today in their account. So lots of stuff. They have about 45,000 of the 100,000 in play. So WH says CCIV positions are not spreads. His GME positions were spreads. Yes, correct. My CCIV right now, all I've done is sell puts to open, nothing else. So those are just puts to open. Mitchell Pilot, and also a put to open means I'm willing to buy the stock at that strike price. I'm not looking to buy the stock, but if I was going to buy the stock at that stock price, I would be getting the stock at a discount. As long as the stock, let's say, like, for example, the 24 is paying $1.50. So let's say I got the stock put to me at $23. I got a 50-cent discount based on the fact that I already got $1.50 out of it. I actually would be up 50 cents, but I'm still getting it put to me. But that's how a put works. And if the stock runs, which I'm hoping, I'm not really looking to acquire the stock. So if the stock's above the $24, I keep that $1.50 and I don't own any stock, and my life goes on and we do it again. Mitchell Pilot, $5 super chat. Maybe I'll come see you in July. If you hear some random dude yelling yeehaw in the distance, you'll know I'm there. Awesome. Hope you can make it. Edith, $5 super chat. Thanks. Agreed. She's a good saleswoman. Reference ARC. Yeah, no, she's, like I said, it's terrific. She's done very well, in her picks. And like I said, you can't knock anyone who's successful, even though this year, here I don't even know where she finished today because I don't really pay great attention to it. But, just like the good news is she's experiencing the pain just like me today when the market rallies and everything's up and you're down. So me and her have something in common today that we were both down. I'm down 1.5% today. She's only down 0.7% in her big fund. But no, one of the things you have to look at is year to date. She's down 2.68%, and year to date I'm up 20%. So I've had a much stronger year than her. But like I said, I'm not going to knock her because last year she had a tremendous year. She went from average 40s, $40 to 92 to 137. Here. So she had a tremendous thing. But like I said, she's 10% Tesla. So they tell you, here's her top holdings. Yeah, 10. So she's in Tesla, Square, Baidu. So Tesla, this was $900. Now it's $680. Baidu got, beat down with the whole Chinese thing. Zoom Video was, way up to $500. So this is very interesting. Like, she's going to need to do something. The other thing is, like, she came out and talked about Plantair and how great that was. And I was kind of shocked on this one because it was after earnings. She came out and did her Plantair purchase. To me, it makes no sense because they had an earnings call. They said, great company, going to make money, going to do a lot. But they said on earnings, we're not going to do anything special. We have nothing going on. Like, at least Tesla, they may sell more cars, or who knows what Elon Musk is going to do. But Palantir said, we don't have anything going on. And, that's basically how it was and stuff. So Kevin Ryan says CCIV will be $25 plus by summer. I think CCIV is going to be $25 plus in the next week or two. It's ran in the last couple of weeks to 25. To 31 again, and it's going to go. Just got to get stuff done. Brad, ARC trades every stock they hold shares in. Look at their trading profits more than where their share values are. So yeah, no, like I said, she had a terrific year last year. Kevin Ryan, I'm 40% Tesla. Well, hopefully you got into Tesla when it was below 680 or where it's at. I know a lot of you guys got into Tesla when it was $200-300 before the split. So you guys have some terrific entry points. Edith says Raja needs to make his own ETF. Maybe one day. Kenny and the research team, they want me to. So, Jeff Schwartz, laugh of the day. My portfolio needs an enema. We'll start the process Wednesday next week while he's on a vacation, sitting on the beach in Punta Cana with all of us. So it should be lots of fun. Let's see here. A couple of questions. Dane, I'm still all in on CYDY. Revenue is starting to trickle in. Approvals from other countries will sadly be before our own FDA, but they're coming. GLTA. Good luck to all. Hopefully it does good. Chuck, my wife says you're my man crush. Why is it every time I buy it drops and every time I sell it goes up? I have the same problem on a lot of stocks. Every time you guys watch me sell, especially on some of these penny ones, they've rallied and gone crazy. And other times I sell and but pretty much like I take a profit, so I'm happy. But then they keep going and going. And I'm like, that happened with AABB. I think if you guys remember, I got an AABB. It was like 8 cents, and I sold it at like 9 cents in 5 minutes, and made $2,000 and closed that day at 32 cents, and went to 60 cents, and then I bought, back in at 55 cents, and of course, sold it later at 30 cents and lost money. But it's fun. It's gambling. It's different stuff, to play with and stuff. WH, do you enter your trades with a profit goal and reevaluate when the goal is met? What criteria do you use to close a trade out? So the way I trade, and you guys have watched, especially if you guys have been with me for the last couple of months watching what I do, I look at my account as a whole. I'm not married to any individual stock. I do like to play heavily into something like, when we did GameStop, CCIV now, Apple, and some of these different things. But I'm not married. If my account tomorrow, is up $1 million, and I have just something that's just a dud, I'm going to blast it. I don't care. You guys saw me do it. I think one of the big ones I did right when we were before we launched the channel in December, and we were up a couple of 100,000 in December. Was Pfizer. I was playing Pfizer. I made money on it. I got into it around $40, in there. And then all of a sudden it dropped to, 37, 38. And I just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to take my money, put it into something else. And that's why I put it into the CCIV. And, we started making a lot of money. Or CCIV or one of them at the time. Who knows? I also did that with Neo. If you guys remember it, we did well and then it dropped. And like I said, I'm not married to an individual stock. I do like to make sure that, and especially like now, for me, and like I said, the difference between me and the research team is they have a system in place to play a lot of stocks. For me, like I've told you guys before, to me, this is like sports betting or betting the horses or betting on anything. The odds of hitting when you are betting on so many things, the odds are against you. You can have the best information, you can have the greatest things, but when you're playing such diversified things, if you're playing a cancer treatment, a vaccine treatment, a new, wheel that, electric vehicle, something that gets better gas mileage, solar lights, a new processor, a new computer, if you're playing all these different fields, it's very, you have to think of it like I said, how was yesterday the markets, we've had days the market tanks and we're up $300,000. We have days the market's up like today and we're down $91,000. So it's very, very hard to pick, in my opinion, 30 stocks and play them. But Kenny and the research team, that is what they do. They have charts, they have the research, they're watching all this stuff. And what they call them is, they're flipping or swing trades. So they're looking at data analytics, and you have to be able to act quickly. That's why it's important. And I'll just say this again, because I know there's about 30 Patreon members who haven't got added to our private Facebook group where Kenny's placing these trades. My trades I place on the Patreon page in real time, but Kenny's trades, you have to be in there and watch, because when they post something, in 5 minutes, you may be buying it and 5 minutes later selling it and you just made 20%. but because these things move, I mean, you've seen some of them today up 100%, 160%. They move fast, and like I always tell people, just as fast as they can move up 100%, they can move down 100%. They can move down 200%. Anything's possible. So those are like swing trades, and also you have to love the dips, like Kenny says, and buy on the dips. And you guys see me do that with averaging down and different stuff. But the dips are important because if you have something, let's just say you have $1,000 in play total, and you bought, $500 worth of stock at you buy 500 shares of something at $1, and the stock goes to 75 cents, and now you buy 500 more shares at 75 cents. Now you have an 87.5 cent average. It's the odds of it bouncing back and making a profit are a lot better. I'm going to have to probably do this with Jaguar at some point. At some point, I'm either going to give up on Jaguar or I'm going to do that with it. Because unlike IDEX, where I can sell calls every week and we can keep collecting some money. So like IDEX, to me, this is like a bank account. This is like, I like this stock. I think it's going to be worth more than $2.95 one day, but it's not going to be worth that today or tomorrow. More, or $5, let's say, but at least every month this little bank account here is giving me a total thing that we're going to collect on is a $44,000 payday. So at least I'm bringing my costs down, and it's paying me money. Or imagine if you just bought straight out 180,000 shares of this stock at $3 right now, and you sold for next month the $3 call, it's like 50 cents right now. You could pick up $90,000 for 30 days, and if the stock goes up above $3, doesn't matter. You're sold out. And if the stock sits at, 280, 290, wherever it is, you just keep taking that money every month. So it's better than a dividend. Pays a lot better than a dividend. So, so hopefully that makes sense. Josh says, I am loving the Facebook group. That's awesome, Josh. And like I said, all my money makers in our Roger Makes Money Patreon group, make sure you please get added in to the group. So Edith says, can you imagine buying $50K worth of Bitcoin when it was $10? I wish. Can you imagine buying $50,000 worth of Apple when it was $10? Any of these. But yeah, Bitcoin would have been massive. And a lot of people have made a lot of money on Bitcoin. Lord Burkus, I'm stuck with SNDL and SOS. I have 1,000 shares of each and bought it at a higher price, and now I'm down 30% sticking to a swing trade. So, let's take a look at those. So, yeah, Sundial was like around $1. So you must have bought it at $1.30. And I did the same thing, if you guys remember. I got in at like $1.10. It dropped to like 90 cents. And then, of course, I actually sold it for a profit when it started going. Like, I don't know, $1.30 or something. And then it took off to, $3 that week. But you just never know. And then they all come back. And SOS, what's that one? I haven't seen that one in a while. SOS at $5, but yeah, no, those swing trades or averaging down. I think on Sundial, personally, I would average down. I think if you average down, I think Sundial has a much better chance. If you look at the charts, I think you'll see Biden administration. The marijuana stuff it's real. Biden likes it. It's going to pass. They're going to do something for marijuana. I personally think, for a marijuana play here, and if you look at a 1 year chart on it and stuff, it's been 25 cents. I think it has a lot of support in this dollar area where it's at. I would average down at, especially if it drops much more, definitely average down. I think it has a great potential to get back to $1.30 pretty quickly. Definitely $1.15 if you average down. So definitely looks like a good one. Smoke It Up in the house says 91K pocket change. 1 mega ham pay is all you need. That's right. Let's get it. So, Kevin Ryan says most ETFs buy stock and sell calls in them to generate cash. It's so easy. Yep. And that's just kind of the same stuff we're doing. So somebody said, Brad, ever try 4-leg contracts on stock that run sideways? Personally, no. That's kind of like, there's two things. That's kind of like your parlays and different stuff. And, you give yourself more protection and all that, but you're also minimizing you're minimizing your risk and you're also minimizing your profits. So when I pick something I like a lot, like CCIV right now, I go all in. And like I said, this one's going to hit. I have a lot of confidence in it. I feel good about it. And I'll take advantage of the dips. I'll take advantage of some swing trades on it. If it runs up again, maybe I'll sell some more stock of it. And take some profits off the table. Then it drops back. We'll buy some more, just like we've been doing. I'm just building up that jackpot for the big day. So Mitchell Pilot, $2 super chat. Any plays with the new gun restrictions coming in? I mean, obviously, gun manufacturers, people who make, bullets and stuff like that, those are probably going to go up because every time people think there's a shortage. But I think at the end of the day, it's like the toilet paper. It's the same thing with, bullets or, and weapons. One, it really doesn't matter what they do with guns. This is my opinion. To me, it doesn't matter what laws change or what they do with guns. There's so many of them out there. Maybe a new law or something new today in 100 years from now would make an impact. But in my lifetime, it's not going to make an impact. It's not going to make a difference. And I mean, even if they were to 100% ban guns, say like, next week we're banning all guns, you can't buy any new ones. Yeah, the guns that are out there are just going to go up in value, just like Pokemon cards. But and like I said, ammunition would definitely have a price increase. If you could, still get it till it was gone. But I don't think it's going to have any big effects. And it's just there's too many guns out there. And one of the things that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, I think when they started talking about all this stuff is, how do you change stuff or how do you do stuff? Like if you just turned 18 or 21, whatever the legal age is to buy a gun, and you've never done anything wrong in your life, and let's say it's 21 years old. So you just turned 21 today, and your first thing you do is go out and buy a gun. Okay, well, you have no criminal past. We give it to you. Well, a person who's 85 years old, he may have a criminal past, or he may have been in some abusive relationships, had financial problems, lost all his money, had a bad dining experience at McDonald's. I don't know. That could trigger him. And he's 85 years old. He has, 64 years on the guy who just turned 21 today, who hasn't experienced a bad breakup, a bad meal at Taco Bell, and all these things. So I think it's, like I said, it's going to be a very interesting thing. And I don't know. Like I said, my personal opinion is I don't think anything they do is going to change how the guns and everything work. And it's also I mean, between there's a lot of money at stake. And there's unfortunately there's a lot more people, I think, that own guns that have money than the people who don't have guns and don't have money. So I can only imagine the amount of money that would be spent lobbying and different stuff. But like I said, in our lifetimes, it's not going to make a difference what they do with it. But all right, guys, that's what I got for you. And hey, I'm the Raja. This is Raja Makes Money. Unfortunately, not today, but we will. We're going to make a lot of money. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Sunday, we're going to talk about GameStop. We're going to talk about Apple and a couple of other ones out there that and what I'm thinking about, Tesla even. But hey, guys, I hope you guys have a terrific weekend. I hope you all did great in the markets today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you follow me. But thank you, guys. Tell your friends. Tell everyone about us. The more, the merrier. And I will see you guys Sunday, 5 o'clock, for the weekly recap show of what's about to go down. Take care and have a great